Forward to this computer. And our first line is going to go to Zapik.
ティノサウルスは、白亜紀の終わり頃に現れた恐竜で、地球は決まって以来、最も強い肉食動物である。So the Tyrannosaurus,
This is like des here. Te from da in this context rather than tool de. So the T-Rex is a
dinosaur
that did what?
that appeared
Yep.
At the time of Aki no Owari, so the end of
Exactly,
Aki.
of the Hakuaki. And Hakuaki is
Okay.
apparently the Celestius period, something like that, some kind of dinosaur period, whatever time that is. And then what did I do?
決まって以来。
That's probably 始まる。
始まって以来。So while 地球 had begun, 地球 she is dirt. I don't know the Q part.
So ball and dirt means earth.
Yeah. That makes sense. 最も強い肉食動物。肉食動物, maybe it's carnivore?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a strong carnivore.
And it's basically the strongest carnival is what it's saying. Hence why we have the irai and motomo in the sentence. So motomo basically means like the most or a lot. So it's a super strong dinosaur. And the irai means since then. So basically since Earth has been like created, right? Since the beginning of Earth, this is the strongest predator to have ever existed. The strongest meat eater carnivore. Next line goes to Grayson.
今の時代に生きていたら人間など一口で食べられてしまうだろう。So, but this era.
Do you know what tara means?
Tara.
So tara is one of our if/when statements.
That's what it was, yeah.
In this context, if is a better one to choose because we know that ima no jidai, this is not ikiteiru. So contextually, we know it has to be if because when's not a possible option for the information that most people have about T-Rexes. So if the T-Rex ikiteitad.
Was born in this era?
Yeah, to be alive, yeah. So umareru has the exact same kanji as this, but it's pronounced with a sound, is the born word. So ikiteru is to be alive. So if it was alive in this area, then what would happen?
It
would taberarete. Yes.
It would eat people.
And only people?
People and other things?
Yes. And how would they eat them? Would they chew them up? Would they do it in one bite? How would they eat the people?
Swallow them, I guess.
You're right. They'd swallow them whole with one bite full. So no chewing. And is this a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a bad thing.
So shimao daro. And do you know what daro means?
Mm, it looks like it should be a verb, but I'm not sure.
It's basically a verb. It is, da, the copula, plus
Mhm.
ro added for vagueness. So this
Okay.
is a vagueness thing we add, because this is not a statement for sure, right? We don't know this for sure. It don't exist in today's world. But probably, if this predator existed, it would just eat a person in one bite. It's so huge after all. But we're adding a vagueness modifier here. So this can be translated as probably, or I wonder, depending on the context. And probably makes more sense, I think, in this book's context than I wonder if it would eat a person in one bite if it was alive today. It could be translated as that. That is not incorrect, but I think it makes more sense in the context for saying it would probably eat people in one bite. But both are theoretically possible translations. Because all it is adds vagueness to the sentence, and context tells you like how to translate that vagueness. Oh, did I get muted for a second?
No?
Oh, no?
Oh.
My headphones just died. Oh, good. Next line goes to Afifa.
なんて役に立つ情報だ。With useful information.
Much useful information. I don't know if he's being sarcastic or not with that sentence. Next line goes to Zapik.
でも、これではどうすれば助かるのか、ちっともわからないじゃないか。but どうすれば、this thing, if it's helpful or not,
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand at all.
Yes, perfect. Yep. Whether or not this information, contextually, that's what the quote is referring to, is useful, I have no idea. Whether or not this will save us from the T-Rex. I agree with you. And next goes to Grayson.
本がダメなら自分の頭で考えるしかない。Mhm. Okay, we have the book.
Do you know what nada means?
Was that to become or was it something else?
That's a good guess. To become is the verb nadu. So you're on the right
Nadu.
track, and theoretically could become nada if you're like nada nai or something, right? But this right here is a totally different thing. This is a if/when statement.
Of course.
So tada we just saw is an if/when statement that normally is used to refer to one occasion type of idea. The idea is that when this happens, the next thing will happen type of idea, versus like to, for example, means always. So every single time a T-Rex is born into our land, right? If this was to, every time a T-Rex lives here, it will eat a person is what it turns into. But we're not really making it that aggressive. We're saying if it was born, it would probably eat people. Saying if it was born right now, if that happened, it would probably eat somebody kind of idea. But it's not like 100% certainty. But then they're just talking about if it's born in this one occasion, not if it's like born in general kind of idea. Nada is used when we're talking about something that's person specific. And in this context, it is the specific situation they are in. So right now, the hon is dame. Do you know what dame means?
No.
Dame means no good. So the book is what?
The book is not good.
The book is no good. So if the book is no good is what it's saying. That's all you have to translate as English. But it's using the nada because the book isn't like no good in general, right? This is a very good book and was quite useful with the last dinosaur, what he was researching to find out the other dinosaur is a plant eater and isn't super dangerous. But in this context, right, it's not very useful to know that the evil dinosaur is an evil dinosaur and might eat you, other than the fact that he was already worried about that. So they're talking
Yeah.
about this very specific situation, the hypothetical right
Oh, it's hard to hear you.
now.
You got really quiet.
1 second. Yeah? Okay.
I can like very faintly hear you.
Sorry. Then I was hoping to put headphones in because it's hard for me to hear you guys, but it's more important for you to hear the microphone from the device. Okay, so
Okay.
it's the nada because it's talking about the specific situation going on right here. Not that the book itself is a useless book always. So if the
Right. It's no good for this dinosaur.
exactly
The
that's what it's
information.
referring to.
Jibun, that's like
Mm.
yourself or like
Yes.
oneself.
Yep.
Okay. So oneself's head, I think.
Atama does mean head. In this
Yeah.
context, probably brain might be better.
Okay.
No, I think you use head in English as well in this context, actually.
Uh,
Do you know what kangairu means?
that was to think about.
Where do you think? What body part do you use to think?
Well, your head.
Yes.
So
So use your own head to think. 自分の頭で考える. Don't let the book
Okay.
for you. So next part, shika 9. You might not have learned this yet.
Right.
You haven't.
And I always looks negative.
There is a negative form right here, 9. So the main
Yeah.
part is the shika part that you actually don't know. And they're normally taught together because you don't see shika without nai, but it has its own meaning. Shika means except. So except for thinking with your own head, there is nothing. It's a literal translation of that. Meaning that there's no choice but to in this context, is how we probably would translate that. No choice, but literally is nothing exists except for 自分の頭で考える. They don't have any other options. Nothing else exists. So altogether, what does that line say?
This book is useless for this specific dinosaur. We're gonna have to think with our own heads.
Perfect. That's exactly what it says. And the next line goes to Afifa.
まず、谷には、アナトサウルスが集まって警戒している。戻るのは危険だ。First, the dinosaurs gathered in the valley.
First in the valley.
いるのは警戒してる。
Keikai is to be vigilant. Do you have a question?
I don't know.
No?
First, the dinosaurs gather in the valley,
Yes.
and then, so we have to be vigilant.
Yes. Do you know what modoru means?
To return.
Yes. And you know what kiken means?
It looks like danger.
It is danger. So what is dangerous?
Returning.
Yep, returning is dangerous. And just as a little brain thinking for you, do you know why we have a no here rather than a koto?
Not really.
It's not something you'd be taught in class, so that's why I like to point it out when we see easy examples for that. No is used when you're talking about specific event. And koto is when you're talking about either a general event or multiple events. So it is dangerous to return right now. It's not dangerous to return earlier today or tomorrow, or returning in general isn't a dangerous action. But right now, because there's an evil dinosaur out and about, it is dangerous. So that's why we're using no. And the rest of this paragraph is going to go to Zappic.
Yeah, I was just thinking that 警戒している, is that referring to the dinosaurs or Jack has to be careful?
Huh. It should be Jack has to be careful, but I do see the confusion because the dinosaur is the subject of the sentence. ちょっと待って。
Yeah.
警戒してる。Huh. 警戒. Huh. I guess that's like full context.
Yeah.
Part of it is the mazu, right? Oh, yeah. Because he's saying, first of all, we got to do something. In the context, he's talking about the modoruing. Never mind. You were correct. The dinosaur
Okay.
has to be, is vigilant. You're correct. Sorry,
Yeah.
that was my bad. This is the buck-bealed dinosaur. You remember who that was? That's not the T-Rex, which I'm sure you all knew that. But this
Yeah.
dinosaur, right? It's very vigilant because it knows the T-Rex is around. So this is the information he has. He's speaking about stuff. Okay, so the book is no good to help me with the T-Rex. So what information do I have? I have the information that right now the duck dinosaurs are gathered in the valley and they are vigilant. And I know that returning is dangerous. Sorry. Totally right. My bad.
Well, thank you. と言って、ツリーハウスまで走れば、ティラノサウルスに捕まって、あっという間に食べられてしまうだろう。Having that said, if I run to the tree's house and got caught by the Tyrannosaurus, I get eaten like in a minute.
Perfect. That's exactly what it says. Nice. And that was our last if. You probably could use tada here instead of deba. It just would kind of insinuate more right now than iba's kind of more generic. I would say the iba's being used because the focus is more on the other guy. That makes any sense. Like there's a little bit of a tada is a little bit more focused on the when something's occurring than the other one does, just like a little bit. That's probably why they did that. And then we're going to see another tada, another if. This is going to go to Grayson.
Onatara tires. Okay. Tyrannosaurus ga ite shimau made jitto kakurete iru shikanai. Okay. Okay, we have our Tara again with Konat. Oh wait, no, but that's connected to the ta.
Oh, so tada is like the official English name of this grammar. This is just ta form plus ra. So ra is actually
Oh,
the
right.
if.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so konata. Is this the na from like to be? To become?
Yes, it is the naru from to become.
Okay. And what's the ko?
Do you know what soul means, like in soul desu?
So it is, I see.
Yeah, so it is. Yes.
Oh, okay. So this is like the same thing.
It is the same thing, but the difference is that we use a ko, just like there's a koko, right, and soko.
Mm-hmm.
Here, there. So so is used to refer to a previously mentioned item. Ko is used to refer to a currently mentioned item or future mentioned item. So ko nattara means since it's come to this, rather than since it's come to that, right? Exact same in English. Since it's come to this.
Okay. Since it's come to this, the T-Rex, okay, goes.
Mm-hmm.
Shimao is, I'm not sure.
So I've taught you that shimao means sad. It also has a second
yes.
meaning. The literal meaning is completely.
Okay.
And in this specific context, sad doesn't make sense, so it should be completely.
Okay. So it completely went from?
Is there a from in the sentence?
Isn't that the made? Or is that until?
Oh,
Made?
so in Japanese, the sentence structure does have some meaning. It's not just particles. The rule in Japanese is that the clause ends with the verb. So this is our verb right here. So this made can't have anything at all to do with the previously stated information. It can't be put inside of that sentence. This is outside of the sentence. It's until this occurs. It has nothing to do with the ikuing. It has everything to do with the second thing, which is the kakureru. So the rule is it's the verb that ends the thing. So this made has nothing to do with this other than it describing the made. Made can't go inside of that clause.
Okay. Chitoku.
Kakureteiru.
Is that writing?
Good guess. You're right that kaku
Yeah.
is to write. This is a
Yes.
verb kaku
Reru?
reru. I was gonna write kakusu, and I was confused for a second. Kakusu and kakureru are the same verb. This is transitive and transitive pair, with my absolutely ugly handwriting right there. Do you have you ever heard in anime someone playing kakurenbo?
I'm very terrible at paying attention to the sounds.
So gotta watch more anime in Japanese.
I watch the anime in Japanese. I just have a hard time like processing what they're saying.
It is very hard. This is more common in like with the children because kakurenbo is hide and seek. That's because kakureru is to hide oneself, and kakusu is to hide something. So we got kakurete. What does that mean?
Okay, so we have to hide.
We have to hide
until the T-Rex, until the T-Rex goes away?
Goes away, exactly. Yep, until it completely goes. And contextually, it's away. Because iku can be used to refer to away from you, while kuru it normally refers toward you. So perfect. And you did a great job translating shikanai. We have to in this context. There's no choice except for that. Okay, we see him hiding from the T-Rex. I gotta go change the way I'm sharing the screen so that you can read the words. Sure, this looks really weird on your guys' end. Okay. Our first line is going to go to Afifa.
どうかご知恵は来ませんように。Somehow
Do you know what kochi means?
Over here.
Yeah, over here. Kimasen.
You have to come
Do
over
you
here.
know what? So kuru means come. Do you know what kimas means?
Um, oh no.
Kimas also means come. So this is the polite form, right? So this is masen, not mas. Masen is negative form in semi-polite Japanese. And the reason why he suddenly is talking in semi-Japanese is because doka, somehow, is commonly used when you're trying to make a wish. Doka! It basically means please somehow. There's no please in the sentence, but he's wishing right now towards something. It is literally how you translate it as somehow. Basically, some action occurs that yoni means make this come to be type of thing. So he's using the polite form because he's like wishing on a star or praying to God or something like that. Which is, what is he praying for?
He's praying that they come.
But they
Back
don't
with-
come. Kimasen.
they
Sen
don't.
is negative form. Please don't come here, Mr. Dinosaur. I beg of you. Next line goes to Zapek.
ジャックはしゃがみ込むと木の陰からティラノサウルスの様子を伺った。で、しゃがみ込むと I don't get.
Sagamikomu is to crouch. And I think you know, Toe. You're pretty good at those if/when
Yeah.
statements.
So from the shadow of the tree,
はい。
様子を。He wants to see the situation, 様子。伺った。
Yep, so-
伺った I also don't understand.
Ukagatta is the verb that is modifying the yosu. So yosu only means the situation. So you translated ukagao already in your sentence as there was no verb because you added a verb to your translated sentence, which if you just had yosu, situation, that could mean anything. So he was checking on the situation is what the ukagao is meaning. I believe it's like under like an idiom kind of thing. I think it might mean the peak. So the peak at the situation, ukagao. But altogether, it's the check on the situation going on. So, perfect, yep. Jack, he crouches, and right after he does that, he peeks on what is going on. And what does he think when he does that, Grayson?
Dana da kochi ni mukate. What is that? Aka? No, wait. It's the walking one.
Aruku?
Oro. What?
Ru.
Aruite kuru.
Amendment? We saw that earlier with honga.
Which one? Which one?
Dame?
Yeah, dame, no good.
Perfect. It's no good. What is the T-Rex doing?
Kochi. Wait, it's walking over here.
Yes, it's coming over this way, walking. And it's no good. Perfect. Oh, I need to charge my computer. This would have been bad if I turned off on you guys. There we go. And this whole paragraph is going to go to Zapik.
その時、ティラノサウルスの向こうに兄の姿が見えた。縄ばしごを降りようとしている。At that time, uh, in the direction of the Tyrannosaurus, he can see Annie or her form.
Yeah, this is could be the opposite. So if the T-Rex is over here, Annie should be
Oh,
over
the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see when the confusion
Yeah.
comes from because Muka is to turn towards.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
kanji as well, but it's a different pronunciation. There's a slightly different vibe.
Let's see. 縄ばしごを降り。She's trying to get down the rope ladder.
Yep, she is trying to do that. Perfect. And the next two lines here go to Afifa.
あいつ何をするつもりだ？兄が地面に飛び降りた。What's that guy thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Or what's he planning?
Yep. Annie が地面に飛び降りた。
Demon is the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So Annie's flying towards the ground.
Yep, she
Or
jumps
falling on the
to the
ground.
ground. Perfect. And then both fly and jump are the same word in Japanese. Next line goes to Grayson.
プテラソドンのところへ橋降りよって話しかけている。So the pterodon the pterodon's ところ something.
So in Japanese, when you use a destination particle, it literally means that exact destination that the particle is attached to. So there's no leeway available. So because of that, you can't actually use either of these particles with a person going to a location. You can use it with an item going to a location because the person's going to be holding that item. So like if you've ever seen Scooby-Doo, when Scooby jumps into Scooby-Doo jumps into Scooby's arms, Shaggy's arms. Yeah. This would be me, right? Going to that person because they're literally into that person. But in English, we don't actually make a distinguish between these two ideas. So Annie, she's not jumping in the pterodon's hands or arms or something. She's jumping to his tokoro, which means the location where it is. So this it's basically the area around him. So that instead means he's going next to the pterodon. They're not they're not occupying the same location. That's what it tells us. So it's just a thing that needs to be specified in Japanese that isn't insinuated by context in English.
Is there a difference between the A and the ni?
No. E can only be used with location. Ni can be used with any adverb for describing the final state of the verb.
And A can be used for locations like moving towards the location and being in the location?
You would not use it with idu.
Okay. Because there's a distinction with the cases in German if you're moving towards a location or just performing an action in a location.
Well, in a location in Japanese is marked by the de particle.
Yeah.
So that is a totally different particle. So ni is also not used for that. The ni is used to describe the location in which the action ends in, and that's why it's the destination particle. And idu, to exist, has like a very interesting context in it that actually is referring to exist right at this moment. So since we're talking about right at this moment, that is the moment in which the time ends. So because of that, the location is normally marked by ni, because that is where you're going to end at that specific location in which we're using the iru at. You can also use that with teiru. Can also mark ni as the location, because we're talking about the very specific location at that time in which something is occurring. So you can use ni or de with an iruing verb at the end of the sentence. The difference is that ni sounds a little bit more story-like than de does. De feels more just like that's the location, while ni is like it was in this location where that happened. It feels more dramatic if you're using with teiru. Otherwise, because it's focusing on the ending point rather than the point occurring through a whole action of something. So yes, it is the is specifically the location of the destination.
Right. Okay,
You can't use it with time. You can't use it with naru. It's only used with destination points.
Gotcha. So Annie's walking towards the pterodon's
Well,
location.
hashiru.
Running.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Running towards the pterodon's location. And then this te is the and te.
It is the and te because it's from the verb yoru that's in te form. Yotte. And yoru means to get close to something.
Okay. And then she says something?
Yes. Takeru is like to start the conversation, so she's calling out to the pterodon.
Okay.
And then the rest of this paragraph is going to go to Zapik.
腕を広げて、羽ばたきをして見せている。それから、ジャックの方を指さし、空を通ったツリーハウスを指さした。So spreading the arms, showing the wings, habataki, the bataki of the habataki part. What is that?
That should be
How is
like
wing?
fluttering the wings, I think. Habataki. Yep.
Okay.
So she's showing it to flap its wings, right? She's communicating to the pterodon.
I see. And then she's pointing at the direction of the Jack. 空を通ってジャスを指さした。And 空を通って is through the sky.
Yep.
Oh, so she's pointing at Jack and then like through the sky. 指さした。Wait.
So when she points at the treehouse and Jack, she doesn't point at Jack, bring her hand back to her center, then point at the treehouse. She points at Jack, keeping her hand extended, does a whole half circle, right? To the treehouse. Yeah. That's what she's doing. Okay. So her hand is moving through the sky as she's pointing between the two locations.
Yeah.
Other than that, perfect. Next two sentences are going to go to Grayson.
何やってんだ、あいつ。ジャックは思わず立ち上がった。Okay. I know Omo is think, I'm pretty sure. And the
Yeah.
car is standing.
So zoo. You probably haven't learned this yet. We have seen this, I think, once or twice in this book. This is the same as knife form, but it allows us to put it in the middle of a sentence. It's normally translated as without.
So, oh yeah, okay, so without thinking.
Yep,
Um,
without thinking.
Without thinking, Jack stood up.
Yep. What is she doing? Without thinking, Jack stood up. And then the
Okay.
next line goes to.
I didn't translate the first sentence.
I felt like you did it, but then it's like hard for me to hear, and then we were on the second.
Okay.
You did the hard one anyway. Jack はもう立ち上がった。何やってんだ? What you doing? Very sarcastic. Afifa.
何が危ないから中に入ってる? Annie, it's dangerous, so enter inside or come
Yeah,
inside?
go inside.
Go inside.
Yep, because he's worried about Annie, right? Because there's a T-Rex out and about. So right now, it's been a while, but Jack is over here, right? And then there's the dinosaur, and then there's the treehouse, and then there's the friendly dinosaur. So Annie was up here in the treehouse, because Jack was like, oh, I gotta go get my backpack, right? But the evil dinosaur's right here. And he's like, Annie, go back up in the treehouse, it's dangerous! You know, because he's a good big brother. And the rest of this page is going to go to Zappic.
突然、耳をつんざくような恐ろしい声が響いた。ティラノサウルスがこっちを見ている。ああ、しまった。Suddenly, what is that?
Tsunzaku, right?
つんざく, yeah.
So, I think it means his ears are ringing.
Okay.
Tsunzaku means to break, to burst.
Okay, so the ears are bursting, basically.
But this is describing a koi.
Yeah, a voice. Also, she's like scary.
Mm-hmm. A scary voice that makes your ears ring. Does what?
Yeah. It's echoing.
And when did it echo?
Like suddenly.
Perfect.
Tyrannosaurus go. The Tyrannosaurus is looking here. Down.
Exactly. Perfect translation of shimatta. Completely makes no sentence, so it's the sad shimatta. Next line goes to Afifa.
ジャックは頭を抱えて地面にしゃがみ込んだ。What's 抱えて?
Kakaeru. Kakaeru is like to like cover type of idea, to hold in one's arms. And shagamikomu is like to crouch.
Jack covers his head and crouches on the ground.
Perfect. That's exactly what he does. And the next line, 2 lines, are going to go to Grayson.
ティラノサウルスが地響きを立ててやってきた。走って逃げても追いつかれる。Okay, the T-Rex. Hibiki.
Do you remember what hibiku meant that we saw on the previous page?
I do not. I remember what.
The sentence was koi ga hibita. The voice echoed. This hibiku is the same hibiki right over here, Because echoing is something that sound waves do when they are vibrating.
Uh-huh.
And something that can vibrate as well is the G-min, the G. So G hibiki is basically the same as jishin, which is
So the ground vibrated.
Hi.
Okay. 立てて、やってきた。
This is just the verb for the ground vibrating.
Uh-huh. This one was running, yeah. So Jack ran, I guess.
Hi. Yes. You know what nigeru means?
Nigeru.
Nigeru.
Nigeru. Not sure.
Nigeru is to run away. You know what o means?
Oh, okay. It's like far away.
That's a good guess. That's toy is far away. This oi comes from the verb o, which is to chase. And it's combined with tsukareru, which is to catch. So 走って逃げても追いつかれてる. So temo form is also something you probably don't really recognize here. Maybe a little bit with e at the end, like 飲んでもいい. Have you ever heard that before?
I don't think so.
Nomu is to drink, and e is good.
Yeah.
飲んでもいい
Yeah.
means it's all right if you drink. Literally, it's saying even if drinking occurs, it's okay. Here, though, it says even if hashite occurs, I'll be oitsukaretad.
Even if I run, I'll be chased.
Yes, and captured. The tsukareru lets us know that the T-Rex succeeds in obtaining him for nummy-nums. The next couple lines are going to go to Zappic.
谷へもどれば、アナタサウルスの群れが一斉に暴れ出すかもしれない。ああ、どうしたらいいんだ。If I return to the valley, that is not 群れば。
Mure is a family of animals.
Oh yeah.
A pack, a herd, a group.
Yeah. 一斉に So if he returns to the valley, the group of the Anatosaurus dinosaur, 暴れ出す I guess it's
Abareru means to be violent.
oh yeah.
You know what dasu means?
No.
Dasu is to appear. So if violence appears, it means violence start. So they begin to act violently.
Okay. So they might beginning to act violent if he returns to the valley.
And then, どうしたらいいんだ?
Oh, what should I do?
Perfect. And the next two lines go to Grayson.
その時、ジャックの頭の上を大きな影が横切った。 Jack wa sora o aoida. Was it this time?
At that time.
At that time? Jack's the top of Jack's
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
Ka-
Do you know what a kage is?
Kage. No, I'm not sure.
Kage means shadow. And what size is this shadow?
Really big.
Big shadow. And it does something above Jack's head.
That's a new one.
Yoko by itself means horizontal. But we have a verb here. What do you think it means?
Become horizontal, maybe?
That's a good guess. This actually means like to go across something. Specifically though, like horizontally. So if Jack's right here, it's not going like this, it's going like that. So
Okay,
it crosses
so
right above his head like that.
the big shadow moved horizontally across his head.
Yes.
Let's see, Jack, the sky,
Augu means to look up at.
Jack looked up at the sky.
Perfect. Putteradon da! It was a putteradon, and our last line's gonna go to Afifa.
プテラノドンがジャックのところへやってきたのだ。The pterodon goes in the direction of Jack.
So. He went right up next to Jack. The Tokoro, being our location, is Jack, but not on top of Jack. So Jack was not squished by the pterodon. Hence why we're using Tokoro. If we didn't use Tokoro, that's what it would mean. He'd land right on top of Jack. But instead, lands probably right next to Jack. And that is, oh wow! Perfect timing! We're ending here right when the next chapter starts. That's cool.